Hello, my name is Chris Hanley and I'm here today to talk to you about light cell technology. Now LEDs, baby food, cell phones, solar panels, all of these things have been brought about thanks to advanced research that was done in space according to NASA. Now, the cost of sending any research craft up into space though is $62.1 million. And that number doesn't just come from NASA, but from the company known as SpaceX, who builds and sends rockets into space. Now, what if we had a way to lower that cost? Well, now thanks to light cell technology, we do. Light cells are able to send a research probe into space at $1.6 million. That is almost a 62 times smaller amount. That's right, we could send almost 62 light cells up into space for the cost of one previous research craft. Now, the question is, well, how do we do that? And that's very simple. Thanks to this. This right here is a light sail. And as its name implies, it's a sail that sails on light. But what about the research? Well, right here in the center of every light sail, there is a very small box, about the size of a bread box. Now, these have been specially designed by the Planetary Society with its CEO, Bill Nye, to be able to go out into space, withstand the vacuums of it, and gather data and transmit it back to us here on Earth for space research. Well, how does it move in space, you ask? That's a very interesting and simple design, actually. In space, there is no friction, so when something starts moving, it doesn't stop. Using that idea, what they have done is they've taken a very large sheet of tin foil, pretty much, and made it so when the sun's rays hit it, they bounce off. And thanks to the rules of Newton's laws, we know that for every action, there's an equal but opposite reaction. That means if something gets pushed and pushes off, the thing that got pushed goes in this direction. And as such, this light sail will move. And thanks to the fact that it doesn't need to have fuel to do this, its fuel is provided by the sun out in space, we don't have to send that fuel up with the light sail. That helps us save massive amounts of money with this light sail. Another interesting idea with the light sail is the amount of storage space it has. Even though it's very small, thanks to us being able to miniaturize computer chips and make cell phones that are even more advanced than computers were 20 years ago, we're able to now have a very advanced computing system inside this light sail, which can be then launched into any direction. Even one is being launched currently at the sun. But let's talk about that in a little bit. Instead, what about the size of light cells? How are they able to reduce the cost from 62 million to 1.6 million? And the idea really comes down to one very basic principle. They're able to go up into space on a rocket ship, but because they're so small, we can send a bunch of them. And when they go up into space, what they do is this. They will unfurl themselves, catch a solar wind, and be gone. And right here, we can see them being launched from the rocket ship and then blasting off into space. Now, they're able to actually get extremely fast speeds because of that. You saw how quickly the light sail started moving. It is very slow at the start, but within an hour, a light sail can reach a speed similar to that of a standard rocket launching into space. Finally, the next thing we have to deal with beyond speed is the size. So I told you before, they're able to save money by loading a lot of these at once. And here's the real trick. A standard light sail weighs 11 pounds. That's right, only 11 pounds. A rocket can hold up to an 8,000 pound cargo capacity. Well, I mean, just with some simple math, we come to understand a very simple fact. Every rocket that goes up could, in theory, hold 727 light cells. Now, we go, well, that doesn't seem like a huge amount. Maybe it's not that important. To give you an idea, the amount of research satellites that were launched in 2014, which is the most research satellites we've ever launched, ever, was 92 in a single year. 92. And all this information, once again, is coming from SpaceX and NASA. However, thanks to Bill Nye, the CEO of the Planetary Society, he has revealed that they've already been approached for their light cell technology with over 500 participants looking to have something placed into space by 2020. That's right, 500. That's over 100 a year from now. And thanks to that kind of research, universities, governments, and a lot of other people who normally couldn't send up things up into space to gain this research, to gain this information, to gain this knowledge to improve our lives, are able to do that now. And thanks to all of that information we're able to gain, our chances of life are really improving, which clearly just goes to show, as I said before, light sails are the future of space travel. Thank you.